Hello, welcome to Torosaurus Rex, the channel where we review and discuss all things dinosaur and other prehistoric animals. How you guys doing? You see what we got going on today? Playing catch up still. I know I'm late to the party with this one. We've got Haolonggood, and this is Torosaurus. For sure, it's always with Haolonggood. They come in two different variants. You can see you've got a brown and you've got a green. I opted for the brown. The green looks pretty good, I can't front, but I did opt for the brown this go round, and that's what we're going to review. You see the packaging, top of the packaging as always with Haolonggood. We've got thumbnails of other species that they've done, and then on the flip, we've got on my little beat up box here, the same artwork. So without further ado, let's get to it. And now that we have our Torosaurus out of packaging, initial thoughts, it looks very nice, especially the skull, always with the ceratopsians. But I can't front, I'm thinking I probably should have gone with the green one. For some reason, I don't know, that green is looking really good to me now. But be that as it may, I'm still happy with what I have here. I had opted for the brown, and it is what it is. But like I said, I'm enjoying the skull, the head. You know, as always with ceratopsians, that of course is their claim to fame. So we're talking about Torosaurus. Before we even get into the model itself, let's talk about the species. Late Cretaceous, 68 to 66 million years ago. It lived in and around the same spots as Triceratops, believe it or not. In fact, it was once believed to be a species of Ceratops, and of course that of Triceratops, and it was demonstrated at some other point that it's its own species. So Torosaurus, there you have it, which means, by the way, perforated lizard. They were similar to Triceratops, which is one of the reasons why they're mistaken, because they were around the same length, same size, you know, girth, the whole nine, 26 to 30 feet long, about 6 to 8 tons, I believe. And their differences is that Torosaurus was technically, body-wise, a little bit smaller than Triceratops. It made up for that with the size of its skull. Its head was bigger than the Trikes, believe it or not. Also, the frill more square, rectangular than a Triceratops. And that is the main difference there. Bigger head and a more rectangular or square style frill. So that's what made the difference. But yeah, they're both around the same length, 26 to 30 feet long. And if you know anything about Triceratops, then you know a lot of the species that Torosaurus lived around. Anyway, like I said, it was about 26 to 30 feet. So having said that, let me get him more left to right so we can take a measurement of our model. I can tell you one thing, just going by the size of the packaging, this guy is smaller than the Haolonggood Triceratops by a large bit. I can already tell that. And then going by this measurement from tail to beak, we're talking about 7.5 inches. If we go to the tip of the horn, we're talking about 8.5 inches. But we're going to go with the beak because that's the true length. So at 7.5 inches, we're talking about 135 scale. That makes this Torosaurus grossly undersized. This is a subadult at best. It's coming in at about just under 22 feet long, representative of a living Torosaurus. So keep that in mind, and we will have a comparison with the PNSO museum line version of this species. Anyway, speaking of this model, once again, I'm going to put it on the angle so we can get a better look at our guy here. Once again, very, very nice with the brown shades. And this may be the first time I double up on a Haolonggood and get that green one. to match with it, even though I don't like doing that because they're in the same poses. So to me, it's not like they're a pair. It's like they're just two of the same thing. But I'll come to that decision well after this review has long since been done. Anyway, taking a closer look at our guy here. See if I can get us to, yeah, there we go. Have a nice focus. I'm loving, as always, I still say no matter what color you like, Haolonggood, with their herbivores especially, knocks it out the park, and this is no exception. Look at the scale work. Just look at that. I haven't even begun to get really up close with it. The scale work on this skull is crazy. Look at this over here. You know what I'm saying? He's got the Haolonggood yellow eyes with the black pupil going on. And look at all of the scale work going there in from the nose, the nasal area. Pretty nice. You see the pronounced nasal openings right there. Looking head on, we've got some more scale work. It's just, this is great. The scale work is awesome on this. We've got the nice brown colors there, and on the beak itself, look at the rough wearing on the beak. It's looking very, very nice. The nasal horn is brown, and then it melts into like a beige or tannish kind of color. Beige, I'm going with beige. The same thing with the brow horns. You've got all this scale work, and it melts. It's dark brown, and then it gets lighter, you know, to like a tannish color, and then it goes into a beige, and then we go back to that tannish color, brown, very light brown. Looking at the frill, we've got scaling going on right down the center and on the outskirts there, you know, up there blocking Finesse style. We've got no spikings or anything going on with the outer edge of the frill until you get down there at the lower tips. Then you have little nubs there that are, you know, I guess you consider them spikes as well. We've got cheek spikes going on right there. The mouth, which is molded, sculpted open. You can see the tongue in there, and as I look, we got a pretty decent wet look, and you know, kind of pinkish going on there, and you got the tongue. See if we can see more on this side there. Pretty difficult. It looks pretty cool though, as best as we could anyway. And looking on the left side of the animal, yes, every bit is impressive. I'm loving it. The rear of the frill, you see the coloration going on there. As far as the body of the animal, we've got this brown, and there's a darker, like we'll call it striping going on. And it's hitting a couple spots. When you look at that forelimb, that dark brown is in the front there, and then we got the rear of the legs. It's got that that beige or tannish type of coloration. We go down to the feet, and it gets darker. We've got a lot of wrinkles and some great detail going on there, and then the nails painted like a dark brown. With the rear legs, same thing, and the back, same thing. Nice thick muscles. We got a couple brownish dots there, and the tail is it's the length that I think a Torosaurus tail should be. Very nice. Got the brown going down on the top. It ends up. Let me turn it this way, since I'm using my left hand to do this. And you see it stripes out and then ends with the dark brown at the very tip. That left leg pushing off, looking nice. You see the wrinkles there. The body, we've got scalation and scoots and everything else. Look at the top. There's like a darker kind of wash going on, and then it fades out on either side there. Very, very nice. back our boy up and get him in focus. So that way we can move on to the next. And as promised, the first comparison will be with the PNSO Torosaurus. And I could tell you that it is taller for sure. And it looks a little bit more bulky. There's more substance to the PNSO version. When I line them up, basically head to toe, front to back, they are seemingly the same length. So I'm definitely wrong about it being that much smaller. It's not shorter, put it that way, but the PNSO version is definitely larger. If you want to rock both of these together, you clearly have your male and female going on from the sizes, because they are similar in length, but the Haolonggood version is definitely smaller, if you will. Next, we have the Triceratops by Haolonggood, and the trike is clearly larger than the Toro. But to be honest, when we were reviewing the Triceratops, even when we had it compared to the Tyrannosaurus Rex, it appeared oversized. And I think with those two, it was a combination of the Triceratops is slightly oversized and the Rex was slightly undersized. Here, clearly, the Torosaurus is smaller than the Triceratops, so I still believe that the Triceratops is just slightly oversized, but there you have it. Here we have another neighbor of the Torosaurus. We've got the Haolonggood Edmontosaurus right here. This, of course, is the smaller species of Edmontosaurus. PNSO has the largest series, the big boy for sure. I'm not going to compare that. We'll keep it Haolonggood when it comes to the herbivores, except of course when I'm using Ankylosaurus. This is not Haolonggood model. This is from T&G. I got this because actually this Ankylosaurus looks like the Ankylosaurus I grew up with. The design, if you will, of the Ankylosaurus has changed over the years, big time. But this is how I remembered it. This is the way it kind of sort of appeared in the Jurassic Park movies too. I'm going to just show it a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about. That club is just crazy. And yeah, this is the Ankylosaurus that I remember. I could have used the PNSO one, but I wanted to compare it with my favorite. And we can't get out of this review without the main man predator of the scene of that environment back in the day. We have got here from PNSO Wilson 2.0, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And here's Cameron, the Tyrannosaurus Rex from PNSO. And we will end the comparisons with the Tyrannosaurus Rex from Haolonggood. So that's how you close out a comparison segment. And when I said the last comparison, I meant with animals. Here we have our 1/35th scale human being next to our Torosaurus. So once again, Haolonggood has knocked it out the park with their herbivorous dinosaurs for sure. This time, Torosaurus. I love the design. I love the skull as always. Love the color too, but I am leaning more towards that green one. I may have to double dip. So we will see about that. But as far as this model, this version is concerned, it's still great. I'm happy with it for sure. It is slightly undersized, coming in at 7.5 inches to the from tail to beak to tail, and that represents a just under 22-foot long animal. And that is, well, it is what it is. I still think that it'll work well with the PNSO Torosaurus, which apparently must be undersized as well in terms of length. The girth, the width, and the overall size makes it look like it's comparable with a Triceratops. But I think these two, the Haolonggood and the PNSO, go very well together as a couple. Especially since the wild thing is the PNSO version is supposed to be a female because it comes with a juvenile, with an infant. But I guess we're going to be flipping those genders around when we display these guys. So that'll end up working out anyway. As far as anything else, I think it works very well. The colors are right. Yeah, I don't have anything, other than the size. I just still get that feeling that it's undersized, but I'm learning to accept it's just a smaller, PNSO just made it girthier. So they'll go together, and I will be happy with that. And I hope you guys are happy with this review. Are you happy with this model? Are you going to get it? Play or pass? Let me know down below. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. And we will be back. And I can tell you this, we'll be back with another herbivore. And I believe it's going to be a good one. Until then, guys, take care. Peace.